Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Strategic back again. What's going on, guys? I've been putting this show off for a little bit, and it's unfortunate because we've had some breaking news with the D4VD case, and you guys know we've been covering D4VD since the beginning, so it's near and dear to my heart, and I wanted to make sure that I was on top of that case, and I brought you guys all of the breaking news that was coming out at the time that it was coming out. But this show is important to me as well, because what happened to this little girl is horrendous. This is every parent's worst nightmare, ladies and gentlemen. And so we're going to cover the Athena Strand case. We are going to definitely go through the motions of all of us getting caught up onto what the case is about and what happened to this young girl. And I think it's going to end up being a two-part series that we're going to be doing on this, because it's just so much information. So once again, big shout out to the research crew for putting together all this information. This one's kind of like near and dear to Aki, who really wanted me to cover this because she just felt so passionately about covering this beautiful little girl. But guys, please do me a favor, hit that like button, support the channel so that we can get into the algorithm and the show could be reached by a wider audience. We do appreciate your help in this case. I will be honest with you, I did not follow the Athena Strand case. In fact, you guys know exactly when I discovered this case. It was just maybe a week ago. And I was on a show going through other shows, and then this was like played, like a next up play. And I was like, what is this? Oh my God. And then it was like, oh my God, that's a rabbit hole that we're going to have to go down, because this is just horrendous. So we're going to jump into this, guys. Appreciate you guys. Once again, I'm not going to be asking you 1,000 times for this show, because I really want to get through the material, as much of the material as I can. So please remember, as you come into the show, to hit that like button and support the channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe to our channel. Let's keep going.
This morning, an unexpected guilty plea at the capital murder trial of a former FedEx driver accused of killing a 7-year-old Texas girl after delivering a Christmas gift to her home.
She was so much fun. She was a free spirit.
Prosecutors say back in 2022, Tanner Horner claimed as he was backing out of the driveway, he hit 7-year-old Athena Strand, allegedly telling investigators that Athena did not appear seriously injured, but fearing she'd tell her father what had happened. He panicked and strangled her.
I'll tell you, that will go right.
By the way, ladies, it's all lies. All of it is lies. Not what happened. He's just a PD. That's all that is. Let's keep going.
There's a warrior. She fought with the strength of 100 men.
Prosecutors tell a different story. They claim Horner plotted the killing for days.
He knew what was going on. He drove through the scene that day. He drove right through the scene that day.
The jury yesterday saw this chilling image of Athena inside Horner's truck before the alleged murder. Now, a jury will decide if he'll spend the rest of his life in prison or face the death penalty.
He was there 24 hours before on the same road at a different house with a different girl.
His lawyers claim Horner's autism, his struggle with mental health, and his exposure to lead paint should disqualify him from the death penalty.
Testing shows that he has 24 times the amount of lead that a person his age should have in his bones. You don't have to be a scientist or a doctor to know that lead has terrible effects on the brain.
Testimony resumes today as the jury considers Horner's sentence. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
So it always concerns me when these defense attorneys like to use the mental health to save their client from the death penalty. And the reason why it scares me is because we saw this happen already with Nicholas Cruz. And I never remember his name. The only reason why I didn't ask the chat what his name was again, and I don't want to remember his name, is because I just took the time to look it up. That is a name I don't want to remember. And for some reason, my spirit and my soul never allows me to remember Nicholas Cruz's name. So every time I want to reference him, I always have to ask somebody to tell me his name, or I got to look it up like I just did. And Nicholas Cruz was the perfect capital punishment case in Florida. Yet 2 to 3 people on that jury decided to let him live because he had a tough life. Because he had a tough life, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, that prompted Florida to change their laws, hopefully for the better, in that that will never happen again, because you just need 8 out of 12 jurors now to get capital punishment instead of a unanimous vote, which is what they had to have before. But because he had a tough life, that family, or those families rather, because Nicholas Cruz killed a lot of kids in the school, they were deprived of justice. So I hope to God that this plea that his attorneys is making, it falls on deaf ears, and that the jury does the right thing and sentences this man to death. But let's keep going. It only gets worse, people. It only gets worse.
We'll change of plans this morning. Welcome. Thank you for.
We're going to play the opening statements from the prosecutor, just so you can get an understanding of this case, and you can understand just how horrible this was.
All for being here. Sorry to keep you waiting. This is what this case is about, right here. You know, when I looked at this case, most lawyers, when they have these types of cases, they have kind of a theme of the case, something that sits with them, something that touches them here. And in this case, I looked at Paul in 2 Corinthians when he said, Satan masquerades as an angel of light. And that's what we have here. Let me tell you a little bit about what you're going to see today, what you're going to see over the next few weeks. We're going to present all the same evidence that you would have seen before in guilt. But that's going to expand it to include the punishment evidence as well. So you're going to get it all in one package. Okay. Let me tell you how this is going to begin. What we're going to start with first is we're going to introduce you to Athena, which is the most important thing, and that's the reason why we're here. So let me give you a little evidence here. Athena's last day. She was in school. She was in Miss Thompson's first grade class. She had a rough day that day, and you'll hear Miss Thompson talk about that. She's strong-willed, very precocious. She's 7. Miss Thompson's going to talk to you a little bit about that last day and tell you what went on and why that's important. You've heard that name over and over, Athena Strand. Born May 23rd, 2015. It's sad that we have to talk about a child in the past tense, who she was, what she liked, who were her friends, who were her parents. It's sad that we have to have this discussion, but that's the evidence that we have to bring you. That's the evidence that's important. Now, in this particular case, I'll tell you a little bit about this picture. Athena had just gotten back from spending some time at her mom's house in Oklahoma. 4 days before she was murdered is when that picture was taken by her mother. Now, November 30th, 2022 is a Wednesday. Kids had just gotten back from Thanksgiving break. Any of y'all have ever been in school, you know that that's a bit of a chaotic time for a teacher. They just got back, and what are they looking forward to? Christmas, right? And who's arriving for Christmas? What I like to call the modern day Santa Claus. Amazon, right? FedEx, UPS, all of the people that we look forward to. And even us as adults, I know for me personally, I look forward to motorcycle parts. And I know my wife looks forward to things like essential oils and devotional books. I know those things. And like I said, that's why I refer to it as the modern day Santa Claus. And I was going to try to do this without my glasses, but it is not working. So here's the way this is going to happen. When Tanner Horner rolled up that day, he rolled up alone. He rolled up bringing what we thought would be joy and happiness and a package. And you're going to see the package, and you're going to see what he was bringing. Why wouldn't Athena be happy to see the FedEx guy, right? He's got a Walmart box. Well, that's not what he brought that day. What you're going to see is that he brought violence, fear, and death. That's what he brought with him. He did not bring with him the joy and happiness that the delivery drivers normally bring. So first off, I want to apologize to y'all for what we're going to have to bring you. The evidence in this case is rough. It is not what I want to show anyone, but it's what's required. It's what's required to show you what he did. And I want to apologize to you now. We're going to do our very best to limit it, to provide you what you need. But I'm the kind of DA, I'm going to bring you all the evidence. Okay? And I feel like it's important you know the complete story. Now, we know a little bit now about Athena, and you're going to hear about her. What about Tanner Horner? Tanner Horner shows up, delivers a package, leaves with Athena. Now, I'm going to put you as close as you can be without actually being there that day. We have video of it, and we're going to show it to you. Now, you may be thinking, wow, maybe we have video of the whole thing. Nope. Somebody covered up the camera because they don't want you to see. Guess what? Audio's still running, and you're going to hear it. You're going to hear what a 250-pound man can do to a 67-pound child. And when I say it's horrible, I mean it. I've been doing this 25 years, and I promise you, buckle up. Now, the important part of this is, what's the truth? It's time to get to the truth. The only truthful thing that Tanner Horner told law enforcement was that he killed her. The pattern and web of lies that he put together, it's going to be hard for y'all to keep up with. It is lie upon lie upon lie upon lie. We have lies about what we did the day before. We have lies about what we did the day of. We have lies about where her body was. We have lies about whether or not she was clothed or not. We have lies and lies and lies. It is hard to keep up with. The only thing he told the truth about was he killed her. So you're going to hear multiple stories. None of them are true. What's the story that was told in the beginning? That he hit her with a truck. That he somehow freaked out because he thought he was going to lose his job. Or she was going to tell on him. He picked her up, still freaked out, and killed her. That is an absolute lie. There is no truth to that in any form or fashion. None. Zero, zip, nada, nudge. No truth to that whatsoever. In fact, the first words out of Tanner Horner's mouth whenever the ranger first encountered him, when he first encountered him, the ranger says, "Is she alive?" And he says, "She wasn't alive when I put her in the truck." I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to see right up front here, she was very much alive and very much uninjured when he put her in the truck. Let me tell you something that stuck with me here, what you're going to hear when we get to that video. First thing Tanner Horner says to Athena when he picks her up and puts her in that truck, he leans down and he says, "Don't scream or I'll hurt you." He says that twice. You're going to hear it. We're going to put it on screen for you. That's the first thing out of his mouth. He made good on it. Now, where do we go from there? Now, you're going to be able to hear it all on audio. But I'm going to tell you right now, the one thing you're going to hear that is something that you can't unhear is the level of fight that a 7-year-old girl has when she's facing down certain death. We talk about warriors in America. I'll tell you, that little girl right there is a warrior. She fought with the strength of 100 men. 3 days later, we catch up. 3 days later, it took us. What's Tanner Horner during all this time? Good question, right? What's he doing? He's delivering packages just like normal. Made it to work right on time. Made sure that he got the same FedEx truck so we could have his mobile crime scene with him the entire day. This is planning. This is preparation. He knew what was going on. He drove through the scene that day. He drove right through the scene that day. You're going to have video from his truck driving right through that scene, right where he kidnapped her, right where he took her away, and talking to people. What happened? What went on? What happened? In the same truck he killed her in. This is the level of cold-heartedness that you're going to see. Now, we finally locate her. And how do we locate her? Hundreds and hundreds of law enforcement personnel. Canines, dogs, thermal imaging. The ranger had helicopters moving 24/7 looking for her, searching for her, all believing that they were going to find her alive. Where did we find
All right, I just want to say something because I've been in court a lot. Spent a lot of time in court. And I have what I want to say at the tip of my tongue, but I don't know how to express it. It's nothing. I just want to say that in the advent of technology, as we become more technologically advanced and we get AI and things become more digital, I hope this never changes about us as a society. I feel like this is like the most human part of our human existence, like where we can be in court and you can hear this man presenting this case, fighting for justice for this girl, and then you'll hear the defense, doing their job to try and give a defense to the defendant. There's something, to me, magical about this moment, and I hope that we don't ever digital this out or automate this. I hope that 100, 200, 300, 400 years from now, we're still in the same courtroom seeking the same type of justice. And or hopefully we evolve beyond this violence where we no longer do these horrible things to each other and we no longer need it. But if we will need justice in the future, I hope we continue to seek justice in this manner. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. Let's keep going.
We found her at a place called Bobo Crossing. Now, I grew up in Wise County, and I lived not too far away from where her body was dumped. And I have no idea why they call it Bobo Crossing. I haven't found anybody who knows why they call it Bobo Crossing, but that's what they call it. It's probably got a county road number, but nobody knows what it is. People just know what this is. It's a little bit south of Boyd, off of Highway 730. We'll show you some maps. But that's where we found her. We found her where he pitched her off naked in the water. That's where we found her. How did we get to that point? Well, it wasn't without a lot of hard work by the FBI, Texas Rangers, Wise County Sheriff, deputies. We finally locate her. But how did we get to locate her? Well, Tanner Horner made it as difficult as possible to locate her. Again, with more lies upon lies upon lies. Where's her body? Where's her body? It's over here. It's over here. So on and so forth. It's just too much to keep up with, to be honest with you. So many lies. But we find her body. And throughout this whole time when we're looking for the body, when we ask people what happened, sometimes they take responsibility. Not this guy. Every part of that, even before we found her body, is woe is me. Worried about what's going to happen to me. Worried about why I'm not going to see my kid again. Worried about me. Selfish. We haven't even found her body yet, and he's worried about that. But he's so concerned about diverting law enforcement from what's going on. So concerned from diverting law enforcement from deciphering just simply where her body is, that he conjures a whole other persona out of thin air. And all the ranger had to do is look over at him and say, hey, I want to talk to the other guy. Okay, we'll talk to the other guy, and we'll tell you what happened. But that other guy lies as much as it was before. And that's the problem with all of this. We finally find her body, and here's what you're going to see once we find her body. Now, this is where we start getting into punishment. Obviously, the judge has already talked to you about, at some point, he's going to instruct you to find him guilty in that particular case. We're going to talk to you a little bit about punishment. Now, I hadn't planned on talking about punishment today. Change of events. Got to switch gears. What does punishment look like? Well, we have DNA. Not only do we have initial DNA from Athena that has Tanner Horner's DNA under her fingernails, we also have DNA, Tanner Horner's DNA, in places where you shouldn't find DNA on a 7-year-old girl. We're going to take you back in time. We're going to show you what Tanner Horner did to prepare for this, covering up the camera, setting this up. And he was there 24 hours before on the same road at a different house with a different girl. It looks eerily similar to what you're going to see on Athena's video the night before. Again, preparation, planning. Okay? So let's talk a little bit about what you may see in this particular case. We're going to show you the whole video, and we're going to show you how he did it, because I think that's important. It's an hour. It's not 5 minutes. It's an hour. And it's not just one time that he's trying to kill her. It's over and over and over again. You can hear the banging in the truck. You can hear the screams. This is what's coming. It didn't happen fast. Now, when it comes to punishment, you guys know there are 2 questions, right? Future danger mitigation. We talked to them ad nauseum when you guys were doing court hour. I'll submit to you that the level of violence that one person can inflict on a child is important. But you're also going to hear all about this individual. You're also going to hear about past and present. And I submit to you that you're also going to hear a bunch of stuff about how he's got some kind of life problems. He's got some kind of medical problems. He's got some kind of this. He's got some kind of that. I anticipate all of that coming up. I anticipate a long line of experts rolled up in here telling you just about how problematic this guy is. That's what's to be expected. It's all an excuse. Okay? It's all an excuse for somebody who's done this. So I submit to you, when we get to that, it's going to take a little bit. We're going to try to streamline it as much as we can. Okay? But it's important. I'm going to leave you to this. When we talk to people about Athena, I told you in the beginning we have to talk about her in the past tense, which is very sad. Remember why we have to talk about it in the past tense. Today, we're about a month away, a little more than a month away from Athena's birthday. She would have been 11. Yeah. Would have been 11. She would have been looking forward to summertime. She would have been in the 4th grade. Key word is would. It's in the past tense, and we know why. We're ready to present this case to you. We appreciate you being here. Thank you. Judge?
All right, man. That was tough, man. That was real rough. You could definitely hear the passion in the prosecutor's voice. Let's keep going.
The mother of killer FedEx driver Tanner Horner hauntingly told her son, "I know how you get," after asking him whether he had sexually abused his 7-year-old murder victim, Athena Strand.
What does that mean? You know, I don't want to sound like I'm always going after the parents. But maybe it is that the fact that we talk about these people, they're more likely to be in that category where they're failures of parents. But first of all, this mother, her son is a grown man, so she has no control over his actions. But riddle me this, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a parent and you're saying, I know how you get in relation to allegations, so you're trying to figure out, it's not allegations, but at the time, like she's trying to figure out if he abused the victim. I think that's a problem. I think that's a big problem if you believe that your child, who's an adult, is capable of that. I think that we have a problem here. And it's a problem that you've known about for a very long time before we've gotten to this moment. So my question is, what have you done about it? What have you done about it? But let's listen to what she has to say. I digress. Let's keep going.
Down or over?
On Monday, April 13th, a jury in Fort Worth, Texas was played chilling audio from phone calls Horner made to his loved ones as he confessed to his evil crimes. In one call made from the Wise County Jail, Horner's mother asked him what had happened when he murdered Strand after accidentally bumping into her with his truck.
Tanner, I just hope you didn't do nothing weird to that little girl. I didn't. Okay. I didn't think you did. I just know it. I know how you handle it.
Well, honestly, with my medication, I barely even have no evidence.
In a separate phone call with his grandmother,
she knew he was a pedo. She absolutely knew she knew he was a pedo. She sounds like stereotypical, probably meth head mom. I'm going out on a limb. I did not follow his case. Maybe she testifies and she's a perfectly normal person. She sounds like she's out of it though. She knew exactly what he was about.
And what had happened when he murdered Strand after accidentally bumping into her with his truck.
Tanner, I just hope you didn't do nothing weird to that little girl.
I just hope you didn't do nothing weird to that little girl, mommy. You know. That's the last thing should be on your mind. You should think you should think anybody's capable of murdering that victim before you think that they would do something untoward to that victim. Because murdering is a totally different animal than raping somebody. I mean, think about it. How many people get murdered out here? How many burglars go into the house and rob the house and kill the whole family and burn the house down, but never touch nobody? It's a different type of animal that engages in that kind of stuff. So for the fact that she is saying, hope you didn't do that, that means she knew he's capable of it. So if you knew he was capable of it, what did you do about it, Ma? What have you done about it?
Okay. I didn't think you did. I just know it. I know how you handle it.
Well, honestly, with my medication, I barely even have no evidence.
In a separate phone call with his grandmother, the killer again denied raping Strand and insisted he was remorseful for his crimes. How can I not be? I haven't been on my medication for the last few weeks and I'm feeling emotional, he said. The medical examiner, Dr. Jessica Dwyer, said under cross-examination that Strand's body showed no signs of sexual trauma, but added that that does not mean no sexual assault took place. Lack of injuries does not mean that there's a possibility that a sexual assault did or did not occur, she said. Strand's naked body was found.
Right, and so that medical testimony is the same testimony they're going to have in the Carnival cruise ship situation. Because remember, medical examiner said that there was no signs of sex assault, but the stepbrother was charged with sex assault and murder. So you're not always seeing that outright physical trauma for you to be able to say, all right, this happened. It doesn't always work that way. And then we also have to acknowledge that there's other ways of that type of gratification that does not include or have to include through the privates. I wish that we didn't have to talk in code, but we're on YouTube. It sucks. Sometimes it just sucks the energy out of me because I'm an adult and I want to talk to you adults. I look at my metrics. Nobody who's below the age of 25 watches my show, and the bulk of my audience is between 35 and 55. We're adults here. But unfortunately, YouTube doesn't allow you to talk like adults. Let's keep going.
In a creek several miles from home, she had suffered injuries to her back, chest, face, head, and neck, and there was evidence of asphyxiation and blunt force trauma consistent with multiple blows. A zigzag or tread-like pattern consistent with tire tracks was found on Strand's face and chest, Dr. Dwyer said. A jury is hearing its second week of evidence as it decides whether the former delivery driver, who has already pleaded guilty to murdering and killing Strand in 2022, should face the death penalty or life in prison without parole. Horner pleaded guilty on the first day of his trial to capital murder and aggravated kidnapping. Horner's mental state has been the central pillar of his defense's case as they look to avoid the death penalty. The jury is expected to reach its verdict by the end of this week.
All right, so real quick, this is a good question that somebody asks. IB says, strategic with all due respect, what could the mother do? No, it wasn't IB, I'm sorry, it was M and the Pups. Says, strategic with all due respect, what could the mother do? I'm curious. So, if the mother knows that he's into this stuff, how does she know? Right? If she believes that he's capable of doing that to that victim, how would she know? Unless he had a conversation with her and said, "Hey, Ma, I'm having these desires to do X, Y, and Z." She wouldn't know unless she has caught him watching these type of things. She has observed him looking and stalking little girls, going after and trying to talk to little girls. If she knows that he's doing those things, she had a duty to report him. She had a duty to report him to the police. Or she had a duty to report him to mental health authorities and say, listen, there's no evidence of criminality yet, but he has a proclivity to X, Y, and Z. You don't just sit there and let that stuff fester until the person goes out there and snatches somebody that's not a part of your family and destroys their lives. Your love for your son does not give you a right to have somebody else's child robbed from them, or have somebody's future robbed from them, or have somebody's dignity taken from them, just because that's your son and you don't want to say nothing to get him in trouble. Well, look now, your son is facing capital punishment. If you'd have reported him to mental health authorities and had him get help before he committed a crime, he'd still be free right now. If you'd have reported him when he probably did do something slightly illegal, he might have a record right now, but he'd be monitored and he'd be getting treatment and he wouldn't be doing life in prison or getting the death penalty. So those are the things that mama could have done, because I find it hard to believe that he has never shown any signs of being this type of person in the past, and then she'd ask him that question. Now, if that's the case, then I digress. Mommy could have done nothing. He never showed any signs. It just dawned on her to ask that question in the manner by which she asked it on the recording. But he never gave a sign before. If that's the case, I digress. But I find it hard to believe that that's the case. I truly do. Let's keep going.
We heard graphic testimony against a former delivery driver who confessed to kidnapping and murdering a 7-year-old girl.
Tanner Horner faces a possible death sentence for taking Athena Strand from her Wise County home and then dumping her body in the Trinity River. In court today, 2 women who said they were raped by Horner years ago. They described how he manipulated and abused them. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager in Fort Worth with that. Peyton.
Hi, Heather. Hi, Steve. And another witness took the stand today. Today's testimony ended with a DNA analyst from Texas DPS who testified remotely through Zoom. After Athena's murder, this analyst
Right. This is, I'm so sorry, because this is important, because these are the other victims who are going to testify about their outcry of what he did to them. But OB made a really good point that just blew over my head. He said, OB says, and he tells her about his libido. That's odd. Like, if somebody's asking you if you did something, which is what he's accused of doing, you're not going to say, oh, I couldn't have done it. My libido's not, I don't even have the libidos. No. You would say, oh, hell, you would say, Oh, hell no! Not in a million years, Ma. Oh, Mommy, why would you even ask me that question? You be like Dave Chappelle, like, why would you even ask me that question, Mommy? You get in the falsetto. You be up there like, no, why you ask me that question for? Oh, hell no! You wouldn't say, oh, my libido. Oh, I'm on my medication. I don't even have a libido. Well, what happens if you did have a libido? So you're basically saying, well, if I had a libido, I would definitely do it. But I don't have a libido right now, so no, I wouldn't have done that. Does that make any sense? Let's keep going.
Formed a sexual assault kit on Athena, and this analyst confirms that the lab did find male DNA on the swabs from that examination, that testimony happening late this afternoon. But it's not revealed today what specific male DNA was found, whether it was liquid or hair or skin cells. The analyst also testified blood and semen were also detected on Horner's FedEx shirt and other items of his clothing. Athena's fingernail clippings tested presumptively positive for blood as well. Now, under cross-examination, the witness admitted she could not determine the age of a stain on the clothing.
So it is an estimate. It is not an exact, precise calculation, but it is a very close estimate of how much total human DNA is present in that sample.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to do that. I was trying to hit the, please hit the like button. Here we go. I just pressed it. Let's keep going.
And how much male DNA is present as well. It's just to give us a good guide on which samples would be beneficial for any further future DNA testing.
And also the two women you mentioned, two women took the stand today. Their identities were blurred since they are victims of sexual assault. Both testified Tanner Horner raped them when they were 16 and Horner was 22 to 23 at the time. One woman says she was sexually assaulted in 2014. Another woman says she was sexually assaulted twice in 2013 and is the accuser in two current sexual assault of a child cases pending here in Tarrant County.
He was prolific. He was a prolific assaulter. He was prolific. And I want to know, like, you know, what happened? Why wasn't he brought to justice before? You know, I'm so curious. Somebody said in the chat that one of them came forward and they weren't believed. I want to know, you know, this is a time for us to learn, right? So if somebody messed up, people make mistakes, man. They make mistakes, okay? You know, if an investigator made a mistake, a DA made a mistake, I get it. You know, I'm not always, you know, let's go and just go hang people out to dry and just vengeance on. Listen, we don't know the circumstances. We don't know the history of the victim. We don't know how she presented, what happened. We just don't know. But these are the opportunities for us to grow, to reevaluate what was our approach to this case. All right, let's read her statement. If they're recorded, if they're video recorded, great. Go watch them again. If it's just written, you know, go read them. Find a detective. If the detective is retired, invite him to come in and get a debriefing. Even pay him. Give him a stipend for coming in. Ask the questions like, hey, you have total immunity. You're not going to get in any trouble. What made you believe her? What made you not believe her? How can we learn from these situations? Because these were two opportunities that we had to stop him, and we did not stop him. And because we did not stop him, we got an Athena Strand. Because he's been building up to it, to where he really wanted to go. You got to understand, it's easier to find a teenage victim than it is to find an Athena Strand victim. Because those type of kids, that age is heavily protected. I don't even know the circumstances of how he was even to get a hold of Athena. Because remember, I'm new to this case. How was he even able to get Athena in his car? What happened? Was she outside? Was she inside? Did she open the door and then he grabbed her out? I don't even know because, you know, children her age are usually highly regulated. But what he's doing is he's working his way up to what he really wants, which is an Athena Strand. And if we would have stopped him on his progression, We could have saved a life, but we didn't. Let's keep going.
Now, during cross-examination, the defense asked the women if they consented to sex. Both said yes, even though both were underage and not legally able to consent. The two women came forward to law enforcement about their assaults after Horner kidnapped and killed Athena.
All right, so there's nothing we could do with it because they came afterwards. So it's not law enforcement. Somebody said that they weren't believed, but I guess you were wrong, whoever said that in the chat. They came afterwards. There's nothing we could have done. And they said they had consensual sex with him. Now, don't get me wrong. It was not consensual by virtue of their age. Well, I don't know. One of them was 20-something. The other one's 16. I don't really understand what we're doing here. The 16, of course, is a non-consensual age sex case. So that'd be like a rape third in New York State. If this was New York State, it'd be considered rape third. But what about the 20-something-year-old? I'm so confused.
Athena in late 2022.
I felt shame for not speaking up sooner, legally speaking. I felt a lot of pain reliving those memories over and over and over again, as well as thinking about the amount of pain that other people have experienced at the hands of him over and over and over again.
I have been struggling mentally since the news was announced online. It has been very hard on me. I have felt guilt due to the fact that if I had reported, things may not have happened to other people as they are accused.
Now, another witness I want to mention, a digital forensic examiner for the FBI, pulled up Horner's search history on his phone between the time Athena was abducted and Horner was arrested. Some searches in Google.
Look at his eyes. I told you guys you looking those damn. I'll be thinking I'm playing. I think I'm cracking jokes. Look in this dude's eyes. He's soulless. Soulless. Look in his eyes. I think I'm playing. Those eyes are the windows to the soul. This man has no soul. Let's keep going.
Some searches in Google included, do FedEx cameras constantly record? And my fiance's family makes me out to be a demon. Horner also looked up media coverage and also social media photos of the search site at Athena Strand's home at the time. Now, court, again, done for the day. It resumes tomorrow at 9 a.m. The judge came in and spoke to the media and said that tomorrow will consist mostly of those DNA findings, so more testimony on the DNA evidence.
This reporter lady is killing it on the makeup.
So more tests.
Our makeup job is top notch. Bronzer game is crazy. Let's go to the next one.
Right now, the prosecution has rested in the sentencing phase for Tanner Horner, the man who has pled guilty to killing Athena Strand.
Today, a jury heard 7-year-old Athena Strand's screams on the day she was murdered. Those sounds were captured by a camera inside the FedEx truck being driven by her killer, who now faces the death penalty.
The recording, by the way, so graphic, in fact, that the judge barred cameras from being inside the courtroom while it was being played. Our Andrea Lucia was there to watch in person. She joins us live now with more on this. Andrea.
Yeah, it was horrific. The judge warned that it would be. Some people walked out of the court while it was being played. Others, including at least one juror, were wiping away tears.
Prosecutors showed us in other videos today how Tanner Horner would cover and uncover the dash camera in the FedEx truck he drove using what looked like a sticky note. He did that again on November 30th, 2022, the day of Athena's abduction. A recording inside the cab, though, showed those of us present in court how Horner cleared out the space in the back of his truck before pulling over at Athena's home in Wise County. He delivered a package, then walked back with her, showed her the back of the truck, and picked her up and put her inside. As he drove off, she asked him several times, "Where are we going?" before he then covered up that second camera. You could still hear him, though, asking her questions. How old are you? Where do you go to school? You're really pretty. You know that? He later pulled over, and that's when we hear her clearly in pain, telling Horner no and crying. After about 18 minutes, Horner took off driving again, making several stops, during which audio captured Athena's final moments. A medical examiner later determined she died from blunt force trauma and strangulation, and Horner himself told police how he tossed her body. Video of Horner afterwards shows him smoking a cigarette and stopping at a gas station to clean up the back of his truck. Athena's parents weren't present in court while the video played, but earlier this morning, her father, Jacob Strand, took the stand, sharing how the loss affected him.
It just broke me.
Did you turn to alcohol?
Yes.
What about your marriage?
It ruined my marriage.
How did it affect your ability to eat and sleep and normal day-to-day activities?
I couldn't sleep, and I would only eat like every 7 days, and I lost like 50 pounds.
It's so sad, man. So sad.
Well, jurors will be tasked with deciding whether Horner receives the death penalty. And Athena's father on the stand said he hopes they reach what he called the right decision. These jurors do get a break. They won't return here until Wednesday. That is when the defense gets to make.
I hope they do make the right decision, too. This is
assessing what prosecutors call the most critical evidence in Tanner Horner's.
I don't understand why this wasn't the biggest case. Like the biggest case out there. Like, this is horrendous. Why didn't I hear about this case? Like, I'm flabbergasted. Like, how could I not hear about this case? It's horrible.
Murder trial.
Yeah, they just watched never-before-released footage from a camera mounted inside his delivery van, giving them a glimpse into the final moments of Athena Strand.
Senior crime and justice reporter Rebecca Lopez was in the courtroom, and we should warn you, some of this evidence is difficult to hear.
Prosecutors say Tanner Horner was looking for an opportunity. They played a video from his delivery van dash camera. It shows him slowly driving through Athena's neighborhood the day before her kidnapping.
At certain times covered up the cameras.
Moments later, jurors watched and listened to a video from inside that same van the next day. Our legal expert watched that video with us.
It's a clear-cut case of premeditation, calculation, deviance, and murder.
The judge only allowed the video to be shown in court. It showed when Horner lured Athena to his truck and kidnapped her. He warns her, "Don't scream or I will hurt you."
She keeps asking him, "Where are we going?" Finally, she says, "Are you a kidnapper?"
Athena begins to cry when Horner asks her to take off her shirt and tells him, "My mom says you can't do that to me." Athena tells him to stop and says, No, I want my mama, I want my mama." The recording is more than an hour long, with Athena crying, gasping for air, and in pain.
You could actually hear what we think might be the point where he began to strangle her.
Inside the courtroom, jurors wiped away tears, some openly sobbing. Athena's parents didn't watch the video, but earlier her father took the stand.
It made me feel horrible, like I should have done something.
After Horner disposed of Athena's body, he stops to clean up the van. Then he is back on camera, smoking a cigarette, making phone calls like nothing happened. And the next day drives back to Athena's neighborhood, where people are searching for her.
No, that's the only way out. I have more packages to deliver.
Prosecutors say this video shows how uncaring Horner is while going on with his life. And for this jury, it may be the evidence that sends him to death row. In Fort Worth, I'm Rebecca Lopez.
Now that the prosecution has rested, court will resume tomorrow with only attorneys present.
Wow, this is crazy.
The jury is set to return on Wednesday.
This is nuts. Wow.
End to another week of testimony.
And you know what I love about this is, Aki, you did a really good job putting this together and a research crew, because each one of these news segments is telling us something new. Like, there's no repeats here. Like, we're learning something new, which each one of these news segments is making us more acquainted and understanding the barbarity and the depravity of this crime. It's terrible.
In the Athena Strand trial, jurors saw and heard the 7-year-old's final moments, all captured on surveillance video from inside the van. We are going to play portions of the video shared in court today. But we want to be clear, we are not sharing any video or sound of the violent encounter. Still, some of the information you're about to hear is disturbing. Thahra Rahman continues our coverage.
Athena's father, Jacob Strand, was the first witness for today. He talked about his little girl and what's happened to his family since November 30th, 2022. He says he started relying on alcohol to cope with the loss. His marriage fell apart, and one of his daughters still has nightmares.
As every little girl was, frozen, and unicorns and mermaids, and getting dirty.
Do you like to sing the Frozen songs?
24/7.
The only laughter in the courtroom on Thursday. Athena's father talking about his little girl and the last time he saw her alive.
As I was leaving, I was backing up. She ran up to the truck because she wanted to give me another hug.
Just hours later, Strand would find out his daughter was missing. Her kidnapping and attack captured on FedEx surveillance cameras. We are not showing that video, but it was played in court on Thursday. Athena's parents left the room, and the judge encouraged others to leave because of the sensitive nature of the video. Jurors watched as video shows Horner pull up to Athena's home and look around before he gets out. A few minutes later, he's seen walking past the van with Athena walking behind him. We see her standing behind the van, peering inside. Horner then picks her up and puts her in, then shuts the truck's door. Athena asking several times, "Are you a kidnapper?" Horner tells her not to scream or he'll hurt her. This image
He said, "Are
taken
you a
just before
kidnapper?"
Horner covers the camera. You can still hear them talking. In a chilling statement, Horner says, quote, "You're really pretty. You know that?" The van stops and starts a few times. At one point, jurors heard Horner tell Athena to take her shirt off. Grueling audio captures Athena's struggles with Horner, on and off, for over an hour. When Horner uncovers his camera, he cleans his van, then smokes as he speaks to people.
I would give me the same truck tomorrow because it kind of smells like bark in here.
Telling his employer and a loved one that he got sick after eating a bad lunch. The video ends as Horner pulls into the FedEx station, zips up the backpack that investigators would later find, and goes home as crews continue searching for Athena Strand. Jacob
Wow.
Strand says what he misses.
Look how he closed that door. So callous. It's the little things that I look at. The little things. I found in my career, it's the little things that tell you the story. The little things. Look how he closes this door. This may not mean much to most people, but just look at it. Watch
home
this.
as crews continue searching for Athena Strand.
Look at his face. His chin is up, his nose is up. He's smug. He gives zero. Seriously. Zero. He doesn't care. He does not care. It's not even zero emotions, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this is beyond emotions. Like, he doesn't give a F. Some people don't have emotions. Like, some people don't show emotions, but we all still feel emotions. It's just, are we communicating those emotions with each other with those verbal cues? He does not give a F. Look at his face. To me, out of everything that I've watched and I've heard so far, this is the most chilling thing that I've seen so far. Because to me, this may not mean a lot to you, but to me, I'm going to move this. I see I have the promo in the way. I apologize. Let me get that out the way for you guys. To me, this shows me what Athena had to deal with. This gives us a glimpse into his personality. We now get to see the person who has no empathy, who does not give a F about anything or anyone. Watch him. Watch it.
as crews continue searching for Athena Strand.
Jacob Strand
Bam.
says what he misses most.
Head up, nose, chin up. Door gets slammed. I'm out of here. Job well done. Another day at work. That's basically his personality. You guys had something highlighted. I don't know. You guys took it away. If you want me to answer that person's question, I put it back up there. Sometimes you guys highlight people and then you take them away too quickly. I can't just jump into reading somebody's comments. Sometimes I got to finish my train of thought. So please do leave those comments up longer so that I can be able to address them. If you feel that they're worthy of being pinned, I do want to address them. All right, let's keep going.
Most about his daughter is her laugh and her spirit. He said he hopes the jury makes, quote, the right decision. That jury won't be back until Wednesday, according to the judge, at which time we'll start hearing from the defense on their case. In Fort Worth, Bahira Rahman, NBC5.
Right now on NBCDFW.com, we have a live blog from every day of the trial. You can read about the most important moments in the courtroom. The proceedings continue tomorrow. Tanner Horner faces death or life in prison without parole.
All right, let's keep going. So this is like him is cleaning the truck. But remember, he covered it up with a sticky. So this is him cleaning the truck right now. All right, so we're going to fast forward just a little bit. I want you to understand what's happening right now. He's already gone at this point. This is the cleanup. Oh, look, he took the sticky off and threw it. Watch. He threw it. Smoking his cigarette. Big shout out to Meow SRL says, Strategic, I have so much respect for you being in this line of work. This is rough. You must see a lot. Thank you for what you do for the victims. I appreciate you for supporting me on this platform and helping me be a voice for the voiceless here on YouTube. Thank you so much for your love and for your support of this channel. Let's keep going. He doesn't give a damn. Look at him. He doesn't care. You can fast forward just a little bit. See how he tossed that cigarette away? Same way he tossed Athena. No F's given. I think this is the gas station footage where he's going to start cleaning at the gas station. Good luck at trial, Autumn Falls. I see you. God bless you for what you're doing. You're powerful. Don't ever forget that. All right, so we're going to fast forward a little bit. Guys, hit that like button, support the channel, please. Don't hit the like button because you like this guy. Hit the like button because we have the courage to cover these stories and to bring awareness to these stories. That's why you're hitting the like button, ladies and gentlemen. That's the only reason why you're hitting the like button. So support the channel if you can, please. We do appreciate it. All right, once again, you know, we're going to fast forward just a little bit just for time's sake. Of course, you know, we'll post the links inside of the description and you guys can definitely go and watch this on your own. All right. But this is a 35-minute video. And for time constraints, we're going to fast forward just a little bit. Come back in.
Okay. Sorry, I accidentally turned on the freaking, what's it called?
Oh, wait, did you use that hammer today?
Yeah.
Wow, it came up fast.
No, I ate it for lunch today.
Get that PD5 voice. Just like Stephen Sturms. He sounds like Stephen Sturms. I think somebody said that in the chat. But he does. He sounds just like Stephen Sturms. He sounds like a PD. Listen to him.
I'm on my way back to the station.
Date's ready for the day.
Okay, last thing I heard was toilet paper. What? Albertson. Okay. Okay.
Somebody said, how can someone do this? This happens every single day. There's a Athena Strand happening somewhere in this country every day. And when you go to other countries, like we talked about this, if you go on a Patreon, my Patreon, I occasionally post about the stuff that happens in other parts of the world. If you go to Pakistan, if you go to Iran, if you go to Afghanistan, they don't have to kill the victims in order to hide them. It's normal for 8 and 9-year-olds to be paired up and married to and sold to 50, 60-year-old men. This world is ugly, people. Open your eyes. Just understand when you step out your house and you see those beautiful flowers, you see that beautiful sky, and you see your beautiful family, and you say life is great, just know that there's somebody on the other side of the world who's saying the exact opposite of what you're saying right now. This is an ugly world. In America, you got to get rid of the victim because you don't want to go to jail. In some parts of this world, it's just normal. It's just a way of life. It's normal. Keep that in mind. Legal age for marriage in Iran is 8 years old. Look up Bachi Bachi boys in Afghanistan. Look that up. Bachi Bachi boys in Afghanistan. Look that up.
I'm just giving you a heads up. I would give me the same truck tomorrow because it kind of smells like barf in here. I guess I just ate.
Let's fast forward a little bit, see what we got going on.
Okay, to work tomorrow. Don't
All
worry.
right, big shout out to, you know what, let me show some love to you guys because this is going to be a long live, apparently. I guess we're going to be here for a while. I want to show love to people who are showing love to the show real quick. Your dad's dad with $5 super chat says, Team Strategic, y'all are the best for hearing us and so quickly covering this one. Staying up past my bedtime to catch it. Keep it up. And thank you. Appreciate you. Your dad's dad. It's very kind of you and very generous. Amy Bits, $5 super chat says pure evil. Absolutely. Hope Ate Fair with a 1 gift membership. Thank you so much for giving that gift membership to that lucky person who won it. Barry Too Fat, $1.99 super chat says there's another specific voice for these monsters. And Barry once again with a $5 super chat says this country is not the moral compass of the world, and it's possibly Babylon in Revelations. I don't know what you mean by that. And I also never said that this country was the moral compass, but this country is much better than a lot of countries. And, you know, maybe it's because I'm a patriot. I hate when I see people who live in America talk bad about America, when if you are a learned person and if you take the time to do your research, you will see that there is hell on earth and it's not in America. Go talk to those little girls in Afghanistan who are being sold at age 6 and 7 years old to be wives of men who are 50 years old. Ask them if they prefer to be in Afghanistan or be in America. Okay? Go talk to those bachi boys in Afghanistan and ask them if they'd rather be in America or be in Afghanistan. I'm not here to change people's point of view or change people's minds. We're all adults here, but I live in reality and I live in facts. And facts are facts, and you just can't change it no matter what your political ideology is. Let's keep going.
But I did eat something that did agree with me, and it kind of stinks now.
Okay. I'm going to wash it out.
I just stopped at Love's and I used some paper towels and some sanitizer spray.
Well, see what you can do quickly to clean it up. And I'll let Chase know.
Oh, no, I mean, I already cleaned it up. I just got done cleaning it up.
All right, we'll bring something tomorrow to kind of spray it down, but yeah, we'll stick it back in that truck.
Yeah, it smells bad. I got rid of the throw, I couldn't get rid of the smell.
And this employer's like he doesn't know what's going on. He's like, why does this guy want this truck so badly? Like, don't worry. He's like, we'll clean it up. It's not a big deal. It's like, no. I'll take this truck again. You know, this nasty voice. Oh, no, I'll take the truck. Like, all right, if you want the truck, you got the truck. All right, whatever. And he doesn't even know. He has no clue. The reason why this guy wants that truck is because he wants to keep cleaning it and hiding his tracks. That's why he wants that truck. Your dad's dad with another $5 super chat says, thank you for giving us your time to cover this one. It is my pleasure to come here, and I want to thank you for giving me your time, and everybody who's watching the show, Ryan, for giving me your time so that we can give a voice to the voiceless, so that Athena Strand can be heard today, so that Athena knows that she is not forgotten, and we are on the road to justice for Athena. He's already pled guilty, ladies and gentlemen. On his first day of trial, he pled guilty. But justice has not been served yet, because justice will only be served, in my opinion, when he is sitting on old Sparky and giving his life to the people. That's when we'll get justice. Somebody said something inside of a comment section before. There's like, we need to bring back the state electrician. And I was like, huh? And then they came back with another comment as to what the state election in New York State, the position of executioner, when we used to use an electric chair, the position was the state electrician, not executor. They were called the electrician. So we need to bring back the state electrician. I thought it was like, well, what is the electrician going to do? You going to change a socket or something? Nah, we need to bring him back. Bring back that state electrician. Let's keep going.
Thank you for letting me know. I hope you're feeling better.
Oh, after I threw up, I felt a lot better. I was feeling a little bit nauseous all day. But clearly I'm not ready for whatever it was.
I appreciate you knocking out the route.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can deal with being nauseous.
All right, man. Well, you'll get a good night's sleep, and we got a big day tomorrow. So.
I know. Like, have you figured out what it's looking like?
I don't. I'm getting ready to call Chase and see. I'm gonna let him know. I can let you know as well. I'll text you back.
All right.
Bye, man. Thank you. Have a good evening.
All right, you too.
All right, thanks, Tanner.
Sounds like a nice boss too. Being kind to him, cares about how he feels, making sure he's good, and accommodating him to the best of his ability. So we're gonna fast forward a little bit. Big shout out to Barry, Too Fat, 199 Super Chat says Proverbs 16:18. If my memory serves me right, Proverbs 16:18 talks about pride being your downfall or something, like pride comes before the destruction or something like that. I haven't read that one in a long time, but definitely appreciate you for showing love with the super chat. Let's fast forward a little bit, see what we got.
Oh no, I actually feel a lot better.
Far away are you? Just when you're chilling in the garden.
About 15 minutes. When you called me, I was literally in Lowe's, like, trying to get cleaning supplies. First, they were going to try to make me buy cleaning supplies. I was just like, no, I know you guys got some paper towels and some sanitizer that I can use. She's like, oh, well, I'm really not supposed to. Well, I could just sweep it off onto the concrete. She's like, all right. So, about 15 minutes. Alright, love you.
Bye.
Fast forward just a little bit, guys. Looks like he's in their depot now. Neatly parks the truck like nothing is wrong. Not a care in the world. Not in a rush to leave. He's not anxious, trying to get out of there, trying to separate himself from this crime scene. Nope. Taking his time like any other day. Stuff together. cigarettes. Can't leave the cigarettes. Taking her clothing. Let me see that real quick. See his hands. Hands shook a little bit when he held those clothes. Look at this. This is her clothing. It's almost, I feel like he got some type of gratification of holding that clothing. Look at him. Look at him as it's like he's reliving what he did. Look at this. Moves it, grabs her clothing, watch. Double takes, triple takes. Savors it and puts it in a bag. Unbelievable. Remember, everything else, dump it in the bag until he touches her clothing. Then it's careful consideration. Crazy. It's definitely his trophy. Big shout out to whoever gave us coffee. We still have that deal going on. If you give us more than $15 for coffee, you'll get a free 30-day gift membership to the Patreon. So, you want to support the channel with coffee and you want to get a gift membership to the Patreon, show love, have at it. All right, let's get into this. I got a few more exhibits I want to throw up there. Let me just set it up real quick, guys.
Second page 2.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me set this bad boy up.
He went to that residence to deliver back.
Like I told you guys, it's going to be one of our longer lives because we're going to get through this. I thought I was going to have to do a multi-day thing, but I'm just going to rock this out. We're just going to finish this today. We're going to finish it today. So bear with me. All right. Set the rest of these up.
So let me ask you about that.
And then we'll be good. Last one. And I don't think I'm going to play the father and the mother. I don't think, we'll see how I feel when I get there, but I don't think that I'm going to play them. Because I don't want to see those two broken people. Might be too much for us. What you guys think? I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's do it. This is after. This is the next day after he killed her and he got the same truck back that he requested.
I have some packages for down here. Am I able to go that way, or? Okay. What's going on? Oh, shit.
I'm gonna fast forward to the part where he gets to the cops and he's kind of talking to them about it. These are all the people that's out there, I think, that's searching for this little girl, to be honest with you. This is crazy. He sees this. All these people looking to help find this girl.
get through.
Does not care.
Hey, can you tell him I need to get through? There's like people in a vehicle in the way. Huh? No, like that's the only way out. I have more packages to deliver. That's the only way out, and there's like more packages I need to deliver.
You can pull up and try to ask them to get through, but there's been a kidnapping. So it's all blocked off. So you'll have to just pull up and ask them if they'll let you through, but there's been a 7-year-old taken.
Yo, Texas doesn't kill this guy. I don't know what to say. Big shout out to Snail Kite, $9.99 super chat. Says, thanks for all you do, strategic research crew and mods. This is a tough one. It definitely is, man. We need justice in this one. He needs to get capital punishment.
Oh, are you serious?
Here's the fake empathy. Are you serious? Now tell me more information. They have any suspects? Any leads? Did they collect any DNA? They got any tire prop marks? Anything? This is he's fishing. He's fishing. That's what he's doing.
Pull up and ask the officers right here if they'll let you through, but it's all blocked off.
Man, people keep getting in the way, man.
All right, we'll stop this here. Let's move on to the next exhibit.
To Athena's family, I wanted to start by saying how sorry I am about Athena. The entire time I've known my legal counsel, they've continued to tell me how I don't need to apologize, shouldn't apologize until the trial, and frankly, I can't hold it in any longer. I've done a terrible thing to your family, and I'm sorry. I can't tell you how many countless nights I've stayed awake, unable to sleep. I pray for you, for all of you. So many were affected by...
I just want to, we jumped right into this. This is Tanner's jail letter. This is an apology. All right. And I doubt that it's gonna be an actual apology. So just giving you a heads up, this is him talking in his jail cell, writing to the family.
By my breakdown, not just your family, but my own as well. You'll never get to see your baby girl grow up, and I'm sorry. Now my son is going to grow up without his father and protector. I owe it to you all to explain where my mind is at. Let me start by saying that I have Asperger's syndrome. In other words, I'm on the autism spectrum. I don't do well with change or things that are unpredictable in nature. When I first started out as a driver at FedEx, I was given a singular route and that route wouldn't change for a while. After a bit, my employer started making random changes to my route, adding stuff from other routes so they could make more money. I don't do well with change. Again, I can have meltdowns when unexpected changes to my daily routine happen. It was so bad one day I started to have a suicidal episode. I had to leave early that day or I was going to walk myself into oncoming traffic. The only thing that stopped me was thinking of my son growing up without his father. So I took off for a week and sought out help. I got put on medication and a week later I was back at work. I've let my employers know how I needed to keep consistent routine and I wouldn't have any issues. However, I was ignored. When I returned, they did the opposite of what was good for someone like me. They made me a floater. They put me on a different route every day, every time, going on to the next page. Now we're going to go on to State's Exhibit number 281. Is this a true and correct copy of the second page of that document, Investigator Yarrow?
Yes.
Okay. May I publish, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He's got the Asperger's syndrome, the Junior Whopper syndrome. He don't like when his route change. He's self-ending, acidals. Oh my gosh. It's everybody. My FedEx made me deliver one extra package, so then I just turned into a baby grapist. It happens. Had one of those overnight deliveries, you had to deliver it overnight, the 1-day deliveries. And I just lost it. Unbelievable. This guy is nuts.
I reminded them that I needed to be on a routine. It was like it would go in one ear and out the other. My mental health started to steadily get worse because of it. I couldn't just quit either. I had a son and I had to take care of it. Then on top of all that, certain aspects of my home life started to fall apart as well. I guess they got sick of me constantly telling them I needed consistency because they sold me off to another company without me having any say in the matter. In hindsight, I'm starting to think they were attempting to get me to quit, which in retrospect was kind of scummy. After a while, with the new contractor I started with, Big Top Spin, my life started to kind of fall back into place. I got a car again, but I was still consistently stressed and had multiple minor meltdowns because even this new company had no regard for my mental health because they still refused to put me on a consistent route. The holidays came and my stress...
Kay says, Fada Sutra, this is the reason I'm outside with my kids when they play. This is heartbreaking. I'm one of those hovering parents as well where I got to supervise them. But, in this situation, I'm not going to judge. They live in the sticks and they're living by country rules. All right. I grew up in New York City. The rules are different. All right. They're in country rules. Nobody comes out to these properties. They are on acres and acres of land. There are kids out there living and growing up in that environment and nothing happens to them. This is just unfortunate. So you guys know I go for the parents all the time. But this time, I'm not going for the mother. I'm not going for her. This guy's a monster. The blame lies squarely with him.
Stress only multiplied. They forced everyone to work 6-day weeks as volume got higher and higher. It was all the wrong place and the wrong time. I'm sorry I allowed my mental state to be unstable. I'm sorry I took your little angel away from you. She didn't deserve it. You all didn't deserve it. My son didn't deserve to lose his father. My mother didn't deserve to lose her son. My fiance didn't deserve to have her wedding day stripped from her. I pray that my death eases your suffering in some way. The only thing I ask for, forgiveness, and for you to remember my son and show him some grace and mercy, for he no longer has his father. I love you all, and I'm sorry. Hannah Horn. Is that what it says?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now, with that envelope, was there also a smaller piece of paper inside of that envelope?
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm going to go on to State's Exhibit number 281. Is this the front side of that smaller piece of paper?
Yes, sir.
All right, before they read that, big shout out to Taco Tuesday 5810. Our super chat says, country rules are different. I feel so horribly for the family. He ruined all their lives. That he did do. Let's keep going.
Side notes. FedEx Ground themselves are quite negligent when it comes to safety. They do nothing to make sure contractors' vehicles are actually road ready. Polaris and Big Topspin both tell their employees to lie on their beginning and end of day expectation because it's a pain to unground vehicles. And then the backside also had some writing. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right.
What the hell that got to do with what you did to Athena? You think we give a damn if you had tread on your tires? You think we care that your shocks was a little bit too mushy? That they didn't give you an oil change at 3,000 miles for your truck? We don't care. This dude is talking about vehicle maintenance. Oh my gosh. What am I doing? This guy is freaking nuts. There's no logic with him. There's no reason for me to sit here and be offended and upset with the fact that he's talking about his employer. It's a fool's errand, man. It's a fool's errand.
I'm going to go on to State's Exhibit number 283. I hope this letter both helps you ease your suffering and helps with your case against FedEx. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I forgot one thing. I want to go back to the top of State's Exhibit 281. We did not read this part. It says, little asterisk says, just know I have found God through all of this. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Your Honor, we would ask that the state read everything. He omitted the closing.
I believe you skipped one line at the very end.
At the very end? Oh, I apologize. I did write, I love you all, and I'm sorry. Okay, so with love and sorrow and remorse, I love you all, and I'm sorry, Hannah Horner. Is that the part? Susan? Now, in addition to this letter, the other letter I want to talk about is the one that said for detectives only, all right?
Yes, sir.
So we're going to go to State's Exhibit number 284. This is the envelope, is that correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
And inside of that envelope, did it have a one-page letter with that?
Yes.
Okay. And may I publish this, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Detective, my family is in danger. It's 2 days before my arraignment date, and I'm worried that I'll be killed either to or from my way to court. The day Athena was killed, I wasn't the only one involved. When I pulled up to the house, an older man had pulled a rifle on me and demanded my wallet. It's weird, he almost expected me to be there. After he checked my wallet, he gave me instructions. After handing me my wallet back, he told me to take the girl and bring her to a specific spot, parentheses, the area with the tall grass bamboo, in parentheses. He gave me a change of clothes for the girl and told me to have her change into them before handing her over to him. He had threatened my family and I didn't know what to do, so I just went along with it. Don't tell the media, BTW, IDK, if he's going to do something. If I'm killed on the way to or from the courthouse.
Just to give you guys a heads up, anybody who doesn't know what these abbreviations are, BTWs, by the way, IDKs, I don't know. All right. Unbelievable. This guy is nuts.
I'll assume it was him. When I handed her over, she seemed like she knew him. It kind of freaked me out when she calmed down after seeing him. I shut my headlights off and followed them, and I saw him park his truck by that creek. The next day, I went by there after work and saw the girl's body. I put her body in the water. I needed to get this out, even if it was just in writing. Don't tell the media. Don't tell my family. They'll tell the media. Don't tell the family of Athena until after their lawsuit against FedEx goes through. This is between me and you, detective.
What is he? He's helping them sue FedEx? Oh my gosh.
As big as it's, as long as it stays between us, my family stays safe. I'll gladly keep the blame as long as they're safe. The man was older, probably 50s, gray hair, short military-style haircut, kind of fat, with a bit of upper body muscle. I handed him the girl's clothes when I gave him her. I either missed the pants or he put them back on the truck somehow. I'm not sure. But 3 times he asked me about the cameras on the FedEx truck. Unless y'all find him, keep it from everybody. I don't want my family hurt. I'm so
Yeah, this guy definitely is Pennywise, as he really is.
Station 287, I want to focus in on, it shows an event that occurred on December 2nd, 2022, which was early Thursday morning at 3:30 a.m., correct? Correct. And that related to an internet search that had refreshed, I guess at that time, from one that had previously. Explain, you're right. Explain to me what we're seeing here in this red box that I have focused in on with regard to page 2 of State Exhibit 287.
So the search was for my family makes me out to be a demon. I was asked to locate that within the extraction and verify that it came from my extracted data. In doing so, I located that specific search, but also located what appears to be the original search, which, if my memory serves, was actually performed on November 22nd, sometime after 10 p.m. So that this search is either a research or it's just still in his history. It was yet again a page refreshed back if you didn't close that tab. So this is not the initial original search.
But it does show that that search was refreshed or accessed at what time of, because over here, if we're looking at the middle.
All right, so basically this is his search history. They're kind of like really staying deep into that family makes me out to be a demon thing.
And just for purposes of the record, can you describe what you're looking at?
It's a graph, 3 circles intersecting, different subject titles in each one.
And so the top circle, are they in a triangular formation?
No, they're circles.
Well, they're circles, but they are like one circle on top of 2 on the left. All 3 of those things.
That's another thing with people who are like constantly self-diagnosing themselves. Like, I don't know, was this guy ever actually officially diagnosed with autism? You got a lot of people out there that just, they self-diagnose. Oh, I got these, everybody wants to be neurodivergent these days. Like, it's cool. When I was growing up, it wasn't cool. It was like, oh, you was a weirdo. That's the name they have for. I'm not saying that that's the proper way to talk about somebody who is neurodivergent. Lots of people are neurodivergent. But what I'm saying is, like, it was frowned upon. And I'm not saying that that's the right way of looking at these things. But now, I think instead of finding like a healthy balance in the middle, like now it's like, that's cool. Everybody wants to be neurodivergent. And I don't think it's because it's people want to think it's cool or something. I think it's a cop-out. It's just another way for people to not hold themselves accountable for their lives, for bad choices, for just the hardship of life. Oh, you know what? I will hold myself not accountable because I have something that holds me back. That's what I'm thinking. So I know I'm not trying to make fun of people who are neurodivergent. So many people are clinically proven, like diagnosed. It is what it is. You are who you are. You can't help it. I'm just saying that I'm noticing anecdotally, it's not scientific, but anecdotally from my experience in life, I'm noticing people are using it as a cop-out. It's a cop-out, just like he's using it as a cop-out. I don't have to go to work because I'm neurodivergent. I don't have to be responsible for it. I don't have to take a freaking shower because I'm neurodivergent. It's a cop-out. Let's keep going.
Let me go on to the next one. Okay, let's go on to the next one. December 1st, 6/19/48 in the morning. What's the next image that we're looking at?
It appears to be a book titled Hot and Bothered.
What's the subtitle, please?
How to think about, talk about, and have the sex you really want.
Going on.
Wait, what was that? Missed it. I was reading.
Talk about and have the sex you really want.
Going on. 7:37. Now we're jumping all the way to 7:37.
Big shout out Lasagna Lemonade, $2 super chat says, we'll send more next time. I had to buy 2 new tires, man. Sorry that happened to you. That sucks. I had a blowout or something like that. Hopefully it's just like regular maintenance. I don't know. Whole computer froze up. Hopefully I haven't lost the stream. Let's see. All right, we're back. We're good. Hold on, lost the stream for a second.
Don't believe your witness.
No, I believe this has been admitted into evidence. I think I could read off the document that's admitted into evidence if that's allowed.
I'm just saying, don't believe your witness.
Yes, sir. Okay. Is that, tell us, is this, and that's, in PM means what?
Oh, means in the afternoon.
All right. And with regard to that, on December 1st, 2022 is what? Here on page 10.
All right, so we're going to skip past this one. So it looks very interesting, but once again, for time consideration, we're already at almost a 2-hour mark. I want to get through the rest of these exhibits. But yeah, you definitely should go and check out these fine details in this case. It truly is heartbreaking. Let's keep going.
Right now at 4 o'clock, jurors see the chilling moments. Tanner Horner admits to killing 7-year-old Athena Strand. We are live with the shocking footage from the second day of his trial. A last-minute ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran is still in effect, but is it really footage showing him leading them to 7-year-old Athena Strand's body after he admitted to killing her in 2022? Our Scoop Jefferson is there at the trial with the very latest today. Scoop, what exactly did the jury see today in this case?
Yeah, Jason, they saw a lot. Jurors spent hours seeing some of the most critical video evidence in the sentencing phase of Tanner Horner's trial, and that includes moments investigators say he admitted to killing Athena Strand. That evidence includes video of Horner sitting in the back of a police car, guiding investigators through a timeline as they work to track down where he left 7-year-old Athena.
He still got his FedEx uniform on. This is crazy. Big shout out to H. Cheng 281. What's up, H. Cheng? Haven't seen you in a little bit. Appreciate you for the support. $5 super chat says sending support from Yorba Linda, California. Thank you so much, H. Cheng. You are amazing.
After killing her November 30th, 2022. Jurors also watched as law enforcement retraced those steps following Horner's directions, hoping to locate her body. Inside the interrogation room, video shows a different side of Horner, at times deflecting blame, even referencing what he called another personality. Investigators leaned into that moment, using it as a strategy, they say, to keep him talking as they push to locate Athena.
He writes something on the board. When I step out of the room, I asked him what that was about, and he stated it wasn't him, it was Zero. We talked briefly about it.
He said Zero. This dude's watching anime. He said Zero. Zero. Anybody who watch anime know exactly what I'm talking about. What a loser.
Throughout further course of the investigation, when I was hitting roadblocks, again, all I'm trying to do is find Athena. I played his game and I spoke to zero.
Did she move at all after that?
No, sir. That's when I started heading towards that, I guess, it's a county road, the one right across from 2123, and that's when I threw her in the bush.
More interrogation video shows investigators eventually putting him in restraints and handcuffs to go back to the area where Tanner says he placed the 7-year-old's body.
All right, let's go to the next exhibit.
When I was trying to get myself situated to where, I have an easy way to get out of the property.
I see what I'm gonna do. I don't want to get deep into this and then we not be able to finish it. So we'll finish these last 4 exhibits, which will be his confessions and then the mother's testimony and the father's testimony. We'll do that in a part 2. I think I've kept you guys captive long enough. There's so many of you guys. I'm looking at my metrics, and the vast majority of you guys have stayed here for this entire stream. Like, that's insane. You don't really get that on YouTube. The average duration of most YouTubers is just maybe 90 seconds to, if you're like a really good streamer, 5 minutes. Like, we have the vast majority of people who've been watching this have literally been watching this for well over an hour. Some of you for up to 2 hours, this entire stream. So I am so grateful to have this community. Listen, we're a small community, but we're loyal. We are loyal. Not you guys are loyal to me. I'm loyal to you, and you guys are loyal to the mission. And the mission is to give a voice to the voiceless. And we never forget that here on this channel. So I appreciate you guys for sticking with me, for going through this. Many of you also have already watched this. Many of you have watched the trial. Many of you have streamed this with Grizzly, and she's been doing like 5-6 hour streams covering every detail of this case, and yet you still make the time to come and watch it with me. And I do appreciate you guys for doing that. And it never goes over my head how amazing you guys are as a community. We're going to get some changes coming up to the show. Me and Aki are going to discuss some things. We are going to do some changes to the membership, and we'll push that out to you guys when we decide the things that we're going to do. A big shout out to all the members. Big shout out to all the Patreon. We love you guys immensely. You guys are amazing. Big shout out to this chat. It's always a great discussion, mature chat with people who are kind-hearted, who understand that we're talking about some heavy things, and we don't really deal with a lot of trolls here, and we appreciate that. We thank you guys immensely, because this is such difficult topics that we cover on this channel. And I'm so touched in my heart that we, in our little space in YouTube, can attract such mature and righteous people. We see you guys on the next one. You guys stay well. Strategic is out of here. Let me cue up that outro. Peace.